Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Centigrator, and this is Vyzor Juno-106. These are my hands here in the webcam view, and there's also screen capture being recorded. I'm using Camtasia Studio to do this one rather than my standard Handycam, so things are a little bit different, a little slightly different format, but I think it's going to work the best just to get things across. So we have the Vyzor Juno-106 software running on what's a Windows 8 machine, as you can see from the funny looking display. But the good news here is that it's actually a touch screen. So while you cannot see me actually tinkering with it, you can actually see the reaction that my fingers are having as I adjust the various faders. Anyway, that's not the point of running this software. What we're trying to do is back up Dave's patches. That's the most important thing at this point. Now, normally with a Vyzor editor, you just simply launch the program and it would just get everything. But you can't do that with the Juno-106 because while Packrat did say it had a complete MIDI implementation, got to remember that's a 1985 MIDI implementation, which is far cry from a 2013 MIDI implementation. So what we're looking at right now is the way that you can do this using Vyzor Juno-106, and it's not the easiest thing in the world or the most straightforward, but it does totally work. And I don't know of any other editor software that allows you to do this. So it's pretty cool. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to say File, New. And of course, that's completely, the pop-up just sprang out of the way. This is a new file, and this is the actual factory SQS. You actually get the factory file along with this software when it's available. It's not available yet, guys. We'll announce it soon here when SciCraft has actually released it to the public. But in the meantime, save changes. No, don't save. Okay, so you see what it does. It says use actual group bank and patch buttons to load from Juno-106. So here we have a blank file, and I'm just going to select 1.1, and it's loaded 1.1. Now 1.2. Oh, look at this. Did you see that? Okay, we got a bulky tact switch. Well, Dave, there's one more thing for us to fix. But as you'll see, every time we select one of these presets, it loads up in the editor software. So that is bank 1.1 all loaded. Now I'm just going to use a mouse to do this rather than the touch screen, just so you can see this. If we go over to the flux capacitor powered bank view. Again, Dave, we know you love the flux capacitor. This was actually introduced by the guys at SciCraft, independent to Dave's love affair with the flux capacitor, and I think that's probably because flux capacitors are just basically cool. So anyway, here we go. We've already loaded the one bank. I'm going to leave it actually in this bank view so that you can see what exactly is going on. So now I'm going to select bank 2. Right, okay, there we are. And it's loaded 2.8, 2.7, 2.6, 2.5, 2.4, 2.3, 2.2, 2.1. So this is basically the routine you go through in order to upload a bank worth of data to the editor. And again, it's a little bit mechanical. Oh, Dave, look at this. Number 4 is bulky. Okay. I didn't catch that the first time. So let's go to 3. Bank number 3 and bank number 2. Yeah, these buttons are a little bit bulky, so we'll just have to remember that. 4, 3, 4, 2. Every time it loads up a preset, you can see it gives it a default name of loaded, and that's how you can tell you've actually successfully loaded something up. So 5.1, 2. Now, if we actually had a working panel with totally reliable tact switches, which we will after we've rebuilt this panel board, this would be a lot faster. Okay, let's keep going. Four, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we have now loaded all of Group A. Now, if I switch over to Group B, I'm going to do it with the mouse. There's Group B. And we're back to the empty patch situation, load from Juno-106, or rename to edit. So we'll choose 1.1. And again, we are loading these bank elements. It's behaving itself a little bit more. I think maybe those tack switches, once you mash them a little bit. Spoke too soon. Yeah, a flaky tack switch is a flaky tack switch. It's one of the reasons why I went to all the trouble to learn how to fix them. All right. That was fast. 6. Oh, we're coming along. 7. You see, with a human element involved, it's very, very slow. If it could be done automatically with commands through MIDI, then it would be very fast. But unfortunately, the Juno-106 in its 1985 incarnation doesn't have such fantastic commands implemented. Okay, enough of the excuses. Let's go back over to the file view, and here are all the parameters. Let's go back to the patch view now. And at this point, everything has been loaded. And if we actually go through each of Dave's presets now through the UI, or we can do it through the front panel as well. For example, I could go, okay, 5, 5. As you can see, it's now done 5, 5. And okay, so we now actually have Dave's entire memory banks completely backed up. So I'm just going to say File, Save, and you can, again, I'm sorry about that. Here are all of the various things that came through. So we will actually say, all right, new SQS. Let's call this Packrat. Okay, that's it. We are now completely backed up. And I just moved the monitor, moved the window, so things are a little bit out of alignment. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're all done. We're just going to close the program, and we're ready to move on.